workspace here. I feel like I've built everything up a little too close around me. So, let's see what we can do here. Those ones are over there. That can stay here. Hello, hello. I'm just getting organized a little bit here, trying to anyway. I've let my supplies build up all around me a little bit. So I'm just gonna clear a bit of space. Hi, Anne. Hello, everybody. Just gonna light a candle. So here we go, getting the workspace a little bit clearer here. We're going to continue to work on this mug, which is darkness. We put the top dots on last night during an Instagram live. You can see how they're slightly darker. Sorry for the shaking. You can see how they're slightly darker. So we're going to do another layer of those dark dots. And we're going to do some long swoops in here. So we're going to finish up this mug today. This was the last one that we finished up. Little gusts of wind for coldness. This one is from the card pull inspired by my least favorite season, which is winter. So there's the little swoops that are little gusts of wind and little dots everywhere. I've got some cool ideas on stuff to do on other ones kind of like this. So I still have the handle to do on this one, and I still have to clean the label off the bottom. Hello, everybody. Anne's here, Off the Hooks here. Marie's here. Hello, Marie. Hey, Shannon. Oh my gosh, it's so freezing cold. So freezing cold. For my American friends, it is the equivalent of minus 27 degrees Fahrenheit here today. So it's cold. It is cold. Old. All right. So how are we going to do this? So I got to look at my paints again and figure out which one's the darkest and which one is the lighter of the two. It's a very subtle difference. The one on the right is actually the lighter of the two. So I'm going to use that. And then we are going to create a new color that's going to be darker than this one to do even more top dots on. But we're going to start with some swoops with the original color here. And then we mixed some colors yesterday as well for a new mug that we're going to get started on today too. The prompt for that one is relief. I am going to add in a couple more colors into the color scheme. So we'll be mixing some paints a little bit today as well. So let's see. It's only minus 7. Maybe it was when it was down around 23, minus 30 something. 21 Celsius. Yeah, it was 27 when I got up. It was crazy. Craziness. It's so freaking cold. Not a fan at all. Not even a little bit. So, how lovely that we get to sit and paint here. I was going off what somebody else had told me for Fahrenheit, so that my mistake for not checking that estimation to make sure it was correct. All right, so we're going to do a fairly big swoop. Coming down the size. Is 5 Fahrenheit? Oh, there you go. Yes, I've heard that. Hey. Hey, Shala. Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it? So I'm going to put more top dots on. All right. So let's do This doesn't seem like the right color to me. Hold on. Hold on a second. Oh, that's the right color. All right. I know, Shannon, I know. Yeah, minus in the minus 20s. Cold, cold, cold. Hi, honeys. Honey's mama. All right, so I'm going to I'm doing really big, thick swoops here because I want to be able, excuse me, to put some top swoops. And I want to pull it all the way down to the bottom. So I'm just going to continually just keep pushing the paint down until it connects here. I'm even going to connect it there. And then I'm going to I wonder. Yes, that's better. There we go. A 6-foot daffodil of this. Oh, I'm so glad you like it. Oh, cool. I'll have to turn this one. I'll turn this one into one of the patterns. Can't even wrap your head around that temperature. Yeah, it's horrible. This is the mug for the card prompt for darkness. I'll recreate this as a flat pattern so I can get some good photos for stuff, Shannon, for sure. I like it. It's pretty. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, we're gonna get snow for sure. It's gonna warm up, start to warm up, and then we're gonna get hit soon enough. Just a matter of time, right? It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. All right, so let's try this. I'm wanting the paint to travel and be a little bit thicker all the way down, so that's why I switched to a nail dotting stylus tool from my micro dotter, because it's going to pull a little bit more paint down to the bottom with it. So it's actually going to make it a faster process, and it's actually just going to extend the swoop really nicely. And I'm just going to keep adding a bit more paint when I go in to shape it, just so it doesn't go super flat on me. We're supposed to warm up here at the end of the week, next week, and that's when we're supposed to get the snow. At least that's what it said this morning. I'm sure they'll change the weather forecast 15 times before then. Yeah, East Coast is really bad too, eh? There's all kinds of it. We're very lucky where we are here in Ontario right now. It's cold, but we've been pretty lucky so far. We've had a fairly decent winter so far. Oops. Sorry, just had to concentrate there for a second. I think I'm going to have to put on my wrist brace today. I haven't been wearing it for the last couple of lives, and it's done okay, but my wrist is starting to ache, so I think I'm gonna pause for a second here. Put my wrist brace on. My wrist support. When I'm done this swoop, of course. All right, let's see. Oh, that's so kind, Kimmer. Thank you. What are you up to today, Shannon? Off the hook? What are you up to? Everybody creating? Marie? Honey, what are you up to today? Anne, are you still working on ornaments, Anne? All right, wrist guard. There we go. Marie, we are getting so close to me sending you that package with the cards and some paints. Are you excited? On your mug? Yeah, I really need to get back to that the print on demand stuff, eh, Shannon? I got to start getting some more flat images on that sort of stuff. Hello! K-Toves, I have not remembered your name in real life right now. Necklaces. Shannon's making tons and tons of necklaces. Have you guys seen her necklaces? The metal necklaces that hold crystals? If you haven't seen them, you need to go check her out. Oh, thank you, Marie. Thank you for the magic letter. I feel like I'm getting ready to go to Hogwarts. Watching you just got off long. Oh, good. Oh, you practice with brush dotting. Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that you're having a hard time today, Marie. I hope the pain lifts for you and you get some relief. I'm sending you lots of love. Working on the blanket scarf. Plus so much more. There's always so much, eh? This artwork so stunning, basically unfair to the rest of the world that only one person. Christy. Thank you, Christy. How you doing? Oh, it's Chris. Oh, okay. Connections made, my dear. I got it. I know it's going to be so wonderful, Murray, when you get it. 70 done, 230 to go. Well done. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey's mama. I am so sorry. Sending you lots and lots of love. Oh, Shannon, thank you. Well, I will do my best to recreate as much as possible. I'll make it into a pattern too, so you can paint one too. You just binged all 8 films? Fantastic. That sounds like a wonderful day. That sounds amazing. I haven't done that in a long time. I want to see the 20th anniversary thing that was on. I gotta order Crave TV so I can stream it. Shannon, can you make sure Off the Hook has your Etsy link? I think it's in her bio. So you did your first try, Chris. How did you do? Catherine, hello, love. How are you? 70 inches long and longer. Wow. That's massive. I didn't know they were that big. Crocheting throw pillow for your daughter. How you feeling, Cindy? You doing all right? Hey, Jerry Lynn. Is it a good special, Marie? The 20th anniversary one? I'm dying to see it. I remember getting so angry when I found out that they were offering sleepovers at Hogwarts Castle. I got the set and Warner Brothers and everything, right? And that you could sleep over in the great room but it was limited to children under 12. And I remember being absolutely put out. I'm like, when's the adult sleepover? There's a whole bunch of us that want to play, go sleep in the great dining hall. Erin, yes, I do. All of my links for my website and everything are in my bio. I don't have many mugs up for sale right now. My shop's kind of empty, but that's what we're doing, is painting to fill it back up again. So yeah, all my links are in my bio if you want to take a peek. Thanks for asking, Erin. Same people are missing. Oh, who was... Well, I guess there's a couple of people who've passed away, right? I'll look forward to watching that soon. I'm gonna get Crave soon, so we'll be able to binge that. We tend to cycle through our streaming services. We go with Disney Plus for a while, and then we go with Netflix for a little while, then we go with Amazon for a little while, and then we go to Crave for a while, and then just cycle through them. Don't want to paint yet, though? No. Are you in a lot of pain, or are you doing all right? Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, it would have been nice if Maggie Smith had been there. What kind of recovery time are you looking at, Cindy? Yeah. So you want to make sure that all of these other ones are dry, right? Because if I started dragging this paint down over paint that was half dry or still wet, everything would gum right up. I'm sorry, I don't draw pictures of people. I only paint mandalas. You're welcome, Erin. They totally should have done an adult one, right? Hi, Sabrina. It's so good to see you. Oh, was she? I was wondering. Interesting. Very interesting. That one swoop is a little bit long, but you know what? We'll deal with it. It's fine. So I'm packing on the paint. And then I'm going to go in with a dotting tool, one of my small ones. That's the size of it. Going to go in. I added more paint when I came in with the tool, and I'm just going to keep bringing this all the way down. Let's see who's here. Hi, James. How you doing? James's mugs arrived safe and sound the other day, and I was so happy. Thank you so much for letting me know. Just so you know, anytime any of you send me a message letting me know that the items that I sent arrived safely, you have no idea how good that feels. I don't need thank yous or all of that wonderful stuff, but just knowing that you have them in your hands and they are all in one piece always just makes me so happy. Of course, I like to hear the other stuff too. Who wouldn't? But I'm just so happy you're so thrilled with them, James. Yay! So thank you for sending me that email. It really meant a lot. Drinking out of your mug? Yay! Bugging me because it's hard to even read the comments on here. Oh, Cindy, I'm sorry that it's frustrating for you. Thank you, Crystal. I can't wait to get my candles. I'm so excited. Oh, I can't wait for you to get your deck too, Catherine. It's going to be so much fun. I think we're going to have a lot of fun in the Facebook group too with for the deck. Which one did you get to keep? Which mug did you keep for yourself, James? Used to use the heads of my quilting pins. Yes. Yep. Heads of quilting pins are fantastic. Sharp toothpicks. I used a pin as well, and I stuck it into the eraser of a pencil. And I just used that for the longest time for pull and swoops. And I still do. It's actually one of the tools that actually wore out on me, because I used to paint on wood and stone more than ceramic, and I used it so much it actually started to almost sand down the tip, so the tip became less and less sharp the more I used it. But those things are great. There's so many things you can find from just around your house, right? You don't have to feel like you have to go out and spend a ton of money on tools. The tools are fun. Once you start enjoying it and then you get the tools and it's just a fun part of it, but you certainly not a requirement. Oh, so that's okay, Sabrina. So from painting all of these mugs, my hands and my wrists have been getting really sore. I don't know if it's carpal tunnel, like I haven't gone for a diagnosis or anything, carpal tunnel, arthritis, but my hands and my wrists were getting really sore. So I just have a wrist brace on to help me keep my wrist in proper position when I'm holding these mugs. When I'm holding the mugs, I kind of twist my hand into all kinds of different positions to hold the mug at a certain angle while I'm painting it. And I was like twisting it around like this and then holding it like this and anchoring myself. And then, of course, when I go to paint, I'm putting my hand on the mug and that applies some weight. So I was having to counteract that. It just, it just got to that point where I had to admit that there was something wrong and going on. So, but I've been taking a little bit of a break. I'm painting mugs only when I'm on lives right now, for now. That's just for now, while I get caught up on a couple other projects. And there's a couple other projects that have kind of been on the way, on the sidelines for quite a while. And it's stuff that I can work on when my hands are bothering me because it's not painting stuff. So I'm trying to take advantage of that too. And I'm starting to get back to painting other things, starting to get back to painting canvas and wood as well. Pictures never do them justice, eh? It's so funny because I look at my mugs and then I look at the picture, I'm like, oh, all right, well, it's okay. It just doesn't feel the same. Oh, I think I did that up too tight, though. All right. Thanks, Jennifer. Thanks, Christine. All three are yours. Fantastic. Good. Well, I'm glad that they were all for you. That's wonderful. Want the one you're working on? Oh, the Raiders. Yeah. Yeah. I'll make more of them, James. Yep, I've got the brace on now, my dear. All good. I found that stretches in my brace made a big difference for me when I had wrist pain in college. That's good. I'm glad that makes me feel good that I'm on the right track. And I've noticed some difference, but I wasn't 100% sure that that's what it was from or if it was because I'd taken the break. So I'm gonna get back to being a little more proactive and wearing it more. I usually... The way that it goes is it's usually my wrist that hurts on my left hand and my hands that hurt on my right. So I've got a compression glove for my right hand and it works incredibly well. And then I'll use the wrist brace on my left. I'm so glad you're so happy. Crystal's going to paint my perfectly imperfect holders today. Fantastic. It's so fun to paint the base colors. What are you going to use? Are you going to use gesso or have you decided if you're going to seal them or just some coats of paint? What you doing? The rainbow mug was so fun. So fun to paint, James. I'm so happy that you're so happy. Damn kids. Hi, Barb. T2, how you doing? How are you? How have you been? Oh, it's Tracy. Hi, Tracy. All right, I'm going to take a sip, and then we're going to add some more swoops. All right. Well, we're almost halfway. Almost. And I feel like I keep making my swoops just a little bit longer each time too. So I'm going to try and pull that back a bit. There's my tool. All right, so if you're new to my lives, just know that while I'm painting, I can't see my camera, my phone, so I can't see the comments, but I will pause on a regular basis to come back and catch up and scroll back and see what I've missed. So please know that if I don't answer your question or comment right away, that I will be pausing and will come back. I've got a lot of friends who join my lives and come hang out, so you may even get an answer from one of them right away. My moderator stickers aren't showing on any of the moderators in here, so I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to go back in and check and make sure that, you know, no settings changed with an update or anything wonky like that, but I will work on that so that you guys know for sure who you who's answering your question, just for your own peace of mind. But most people, especially if you hear me interacting with them consistently, they've probably been here before. Not that I wouldn't interact with you if you haven't. That's not what I mean, but you can tell by the way I talk to people, I think, if I already know them, right? So if I do, chances are they will be able to answer your question as well, and they very well might. So I'll pause in a little bit. This is a mug that I am painting with the design being inspired by the card that I pulled from my Dot Mandala inspiration deck. If you think of kind of like an oracle deck or a tarot deck, there's other inspiration decks that are out there as well, or affirmation decks. This is one specifically geared towards Dot Mandala creation. So it's a deck of 52 cards, and there's 52 unique word prompts on one side, and then on the other sides, there are 52 unique images of my previous artwork to take inspiration from. So I challenged myself to pull a card every day for 30 days and paint what I was inspired to create based on the prompts on the cards. And this is for day number 13. Day number 30 has technically already come and gone. So I have pulled all of the cards for 30 days, but I have not yet painted them all. So stay tuned, and sometime over the next couple of months, I will finish the 30 mugs that I had originally intended to finish in 30 days. I was a little overzealous. So this card prompt was actually the word darkness. So that's where we're coming in here. So we're adding the rest of the base design right now. And then we're going to go in, and you see how these ones have a bit of a darker center? Those are the top dots. We're going to do top swoops after these ones dry. I have to wait until tomorrow to do that. And then we're going to put another layer of top dots on that are going to be even darker. So now I have to see how I can hold this with this brace on. Let's try like that. Let's see if I can have a decent enough grip. Oh, I need to go back over here first. I didn't finish this side of the swoop. Good thing I noticed. I really am trying to be ultra careful with these swoops in particular, because if I make a mistake with these ones and have to pull the paint off, then it could very easily, and especially down here, if I had to correct down here, I'd have to rip off a whole bunch of stuff on either side, and I really don't want to redo that again. So I'm trying to be super careful. And I see too that I started making my swoops a little bit longer than I had at the beginning, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. Oops. So I'm going to put on a couple more of these swoops, and then I will come back to the comments and catch up with you guys. All of the mugs that I've been painting recently will be part of another shop update. I'm hoping for maybe next Saturday, but I'm not 100% sure. But I will keep you posted, because whenever I do that shop update, I am also going to be doing a clear out. I've got some old inventory that is beautiful, but it doesn't feel like me anymore. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it just doesn't feel like me. Like I even look at it and they're beautiful, but I don't feel like I'm the person that painted them. So it is time for them to find a new home where they will be more actively appreciated than they are here. So whenever the shop update happens, that's going to happen too. So I will give you guys lots and lots of notice. I've got a bunch of old inventory that's not even listed on my website that I've been hanging on to too. So I'm going to try and build that up a little bit and find some new homes for some of these pieces. I've also got a Redbubble store where you can get my paintings on things like clocks and towels and notebooks and water bottles and stuff like that, not hand painted but printed on by this company. So I've got a Redbubble store. The link for that's in my bio too. And I'm going to be adding more items like more notebooks and tote bags and wall hangings and stuff like that. I'm looking at this one and I'm thinking this one would make a wicked wall hanging. It would be pretty fun. So, yeah, all the links for all of that stuff is in my bio if you feel like checking any of it out. It's my goal to start being able to buy a bunch of my stuff. Because I'm feeling the urge to become a walking billboard for my business, you know? I feel like it would probably do me some good. So that means I need to kick my own butt into gear and get some of this stuff built and integrated with my site. So lots of that stuff coming. I'm almost done the first pattern. So I'm almost done creating the painting for the first pattern. And then I have to type up the instructions and edit in all the photos, all that good stuff. But that is coming too. And I'm super excited. The patterns are actually going to be the driving force potentially of my Patreon. But I also am thinking I might do away with Patreon and do a subscription through my website. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens. We shall see. The patterns are going to be fun though. I'm really excited to see what you guys create with them, right? Because just because you paint a pattern doesn't mean you have to paint it with the same colors that I do, and we're all so different. It's going to be really cool to see how we paint a similar, the same design, the same base design, and how we all kind of make it ours a bit. It's going to be kind of cool. All right. I've got one more swoop after this one, and then I will pause and come back to the comments and catch up and hang out with you guys for a little bit here before we continue on with the painting. So this is day 13 of the card pull. I have ordered the cards from the manufacturer. Oh, I screwed that up, but that's okay. So they are going to be arriving soon. I was able to order some extras though. So if you haven't ordered your deck yet, you can still go to the website. It'll still look like you're doing part of the pre-order, but I'll have, it's just because I still don't have them technically in the inventory in my hands, right? So if you are still wanting to order one of the Dot Mandala inspiration decks, the link is in my bio. All right, one more swoop, and then I'm going to come back and chat with you guys. And see what I've missed. I'm sorry it's taken me so long, but this feels really good to have this done. And I've got another idea, so there might still be one more piece to this besides the top dots. Getting closer. The next mug, I did days 14 and 15 already of the card pulls. I did everything completely out of order. So I'll show those to you because Darkness is day 13. And then day 16, which is the next one that is ready to be painted, that needs to be painted, the card prompt is Relief. So I love that Darkness and Relief are following each other. Our Relief is following Darkness in this one. I think it's very fitting. All right, so I want to do one more thing here. I want to sharpen it up. Okay, and I'm going to do this and then I will come back. I promise. So we're going to go here. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Love it. Okay. Let me zip around this mug. We'll get this done and then I promise I really will come back. Yeah, that looks wicked. All right. This is going to look cool, and if these all have top swoops on them, they'll have some dimension. So we're going to do top dots and top swoops on all of these. Almost. So yeah, when these dry, I will do top dots and top swoops on them. So I still have one more layer of top dots to add. There we go, that's better. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. That one's gotta come off. Sorry. That one wasn't good. Not good, not good. I'm using wood because it doesn't scratch the surface. So it's a good tool to use, and it kind of acts like an eraser on dry paint on ceramic. There we go. Now I can put it down. That's what I was really wanting to do. All right, let me scroll back. Scroll back, scroll back, scroll back. Hi, Zoomafoo. Oops, I missed one. Huh. Missed ya. Okay, you're just gonna have to come off. So I smeared that around, but it makes it dry out faster, and then I can get it cleaned off faster. It is showing? Oh, good. You can see the Monterey streaks. That's weird that it wasn't there yesterday, though. That's so weird. That's awesome that your granddaughter picked the name, Tracy. That's fantastic. This silver paint, my dear Christy, is Brushed Pewter by Martha Stewart. Now, as we know, we cannot get Martha Stewart anymore. Hopefully, we will be able to get it again someday. But until then, you could take silver and black metallic paints and mix them together to create something like this. Thank you, Barb. Oh, that's so kind, Anthony. Thank you. Thanks, Barb. So this particular one is a Martha Stewart paint, like I said. However, I am a big fan of Craft Smart metallic multi-surface paints. So these are all multi-surface acrylic paints. They cure to be top shelf dishwasher safe. You can bake them to cure, or you can air dry them to cure. I air dry them just to hopefully avoid bubbles, because the paint can bubble when it's baking, when it's heated up. So I have completely flipped over to the total paranoia side of things, where I don't take any chances anymore. So I will air cure them. Folk art and Martha Stewart is definitely one of my favorites. Folk art is another great one. They've got some gorgeous colors. It's a thicker paint. I haven't played around with as many of their metallics, but I've been really, really happy with them. I honestly went to the Craft Smart most recently just because there was a couple colors that really drew my attention, and they're significantly less expensive than some of the other brands. So it worked out really well. And I've been really happy with them so far. I kind of knew that buying those colors was a bit of a crapshoot on how well they were going to work. Sorry, I'm just dumping paint into a paint container. I should probably do that on camera instead of making you wonder what that farting noise is just off to the side. Oh, bother. Oh, I got paint on my camera screen. Thank you. You've been practicing, Anne? Yeah, look for multi-surface acrylic paints. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you like the spikies. I think they look kind of cool. Oh, I did. You guys saw the one that I left out. Okay, good. This one is actually brushed pewter, but it's very, very similar to the gunmetal. If anything, it's a little bit of a warmer gray compared to the gunmetal. But they're very, very close. Like, you would have to, if you use them side by side or on top of each other, you could tell just by looking at them with your eyeballs. They really don't look that much different. So yeah, you could totally do it with gunmetal. This one is brushed pewter. I really hope that we can have Martha Stewart paints again soon. But I also feel like I need to use up the paints that I have first to make room for all the Martha Stewart paints that I will buy when they come back. All right, so what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for a darker silver black to put on top of the top dots that I've already done. Okay, so when we look in the center here, you can see the base dot. Oh, there's a hair. Base dot, and then the top dot is that darker spot. Same with all of these little ones with the darker ones. So I want it to be darker than that. I'd like it to be quite a bit darker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my existing paints and I'm going to start mixing to see what I can come up with to get them nice and dark. So what I will often do when I'm dealing with colors that I can't really tell if they're different colors, is I'll actually start testing them. So I know that this is my lightest, the one I just used, so I know for sure I don't want that. This is my middle one, so I need this to be darker than this one. Sometimes just looking through the camera can help see that. No telling what you think is off screen, but we can just see, just imagine. Yeah, I mean, really, what else could I possibly do, right? Yes, they have some gorgeous colors, eh? Oh, the metallics are just to die for. My favorite one, and the one we've kind of fallen in love with here too, is pink Tourmaline, and it's a metallic hot pink. It is this color, and I'll show you what it looks like dry in a minute here. But so what I'm going to do is I want to know if this one on the right is actually darker than this one. So I'm going to take a bit of this paint and I'm just going to tap it in there and see if I can see the difference. And you can see the nice dark dot that's there. So this is quite a bit darker. So I want it to be subtle. I have a little bit of room left in the container. So I am going to just add a little bit more black paint just to make sure that it's really good and dark. So we'll do a little stirring here and then let me catch up. You like it? Yay, I'm so glad. Yes, Craft Smart at Michael's, Anne. Ooh. Oh, and yeah, the amethyst is really pretty. Pink Tourmaline is your birthstone. See, that hot pink, let me tell you. It is hot stuff. All right, so we'll mix this in, and then we'll do a few more top dots on this in the center just to see how it looks. And because I really want to let it dry so that I can see how it's going to look when it's finished. Tomorrow is Sunday, which is typically the day that I put my live schedule out, and I don't normally do lives on Sunday, but I am going to do a live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. I might be able to jump on during the day, but I'm not 100% sure. So I apologize for my other time zone friends. But next week, I'm going to do quite a few lives next week. Things are relatively quiet here at home, so I'm going to completely take advantage and try and do as much as I possibly can. So yeah, we'll go from there. Aquamarine is your birthstone? Nice. Pretty stones. Mine's sapphire. All right, so let's see what this darker one is going to look like. And remembering that these are going to dry darker than what they're going to look like right now too, which is, I think, going to be really fun to start to see this kind of come through. So we're going to go with a size 7. And there we go, right? Just a subtle difference. All right, so now we are going to start going around here. When I'm doing such a tiny dot, I can get away with not dipping after each dot because my tool's holding quite a bit of paint, right? And I'm putting these on the inner edge of the dot, and they'll show up way more when we get out to the outer circles. Yes, like a black pearl, totally. So I just mixed a tiny bit of the brushed pewter in with regular black multi-surface paints. Garnet, ooh. Oh, do they? And it's metallic? Oh, I'm going to have to check on that one. Hey, Paula. No, it takes them a long time to dry out. There might be a few that are, but I would say that I think you're going to have to shake the ever-living daylights out of them to really mix them together. But I think that you could be headed to have a nice stash there. I think the thing is it worth the work to you to check through it on the chances that there's going to be ones that are not good, right? But I think it would be worthwhile. That is definitely a task that I would undertake on the chance. On the chance that there's something there that you could keep, especially if they're like Martha Stewart paints. Holy cow. Yeah, I'd spend hours in the garage shaking paints if that's what it took. All right. This will be so much easier to see when I get to the larger dots, you guys. Yes, nice bright and pastel pinks too, eh? Pinks are fun. Oh, I will have to check that out. I don't think I've tried any of the Dazzling Metallics in multi-surface. Oh no, that's not true. I've got a few, I think. Or are they folk art ones? I don't know that I've tried Dazzling Metallics in multi-surface. Is it a multi-surface or is it a regular one? This card pull is Darkness, Paula. And the cool thing is the next card that we have to paint is Relief. Yeah, I would say it would definitely be worth going and checking out some of those paints. You give them a good shake and have a little palette or something that you can kind of just test a little bit. I think you'll find you definitely have the potential. Definitely have the potential. Thank you, Catherine. All right, so let's get this one done so we can move on to the other colors. I mean, onto the other dots, the bigger dots. Okay, so we're gonna go with this one. Let's see. So again, I'm lining this up with the bottom. Of the dot, the bottom edge. This is the first time I've done top dots aligned this way. And I'm also trying not to put my hand in the wet swoop. What do we think? Can we see okay? Kinda. It's hard when they're shiny and Art of Points does this a lot, where they line up their top dots with the bottom. So there is that. So to see the subtle difference, right, when we come out here, there's a very subtle difference between this row and this row, and it's that extra little bit of dark. Let's see, I think we got a bubble in here. Let's see if I can fill that up. All right, so I'm gonna go do, let me catch up first. Wouldn't that be nice to have the little tiny shakers? Oh, okay. Either way, to have a color like that, that would be totally worth it. I'm totally going to look for that. I'm going to have to look. I wonder if I have it somewhere. Is that it? Is it called garnet? No, I have festive red. I don't have garnet. I'm totally going to look for garnet though. Hey, Kathy. Thanks, Kathy. The ultra bright matte. No, I haven't. Are they ones that I need to go buy, Shala? I've got some new paints, some heavier body paints anyway, that I ordered from Amazon a while back that I want to try and use. Do you guys remember the music mug? I'm going to turn it into a pattern. But when I turn it into a pattern, I'm going to use completely different color scheme, I think. I think the next pattern that I do, I'm doing the bright rainbow one for this one, and I think the next one I'm going to do is going to be the sunflower. The sunflower color scheme is going to be the next pattern. Oh, thank you, Kathy. That's so kind of you. Fill my flickman covers with I'm so glad you like them. Oh, that'd be so cool, Kathy. Do it. Oh crap, now I gotta go shopping. Light gold. Okay, I'm totally gonna have a look. Cool. Oh, do they do a multi-surface garnet? Crap. Yeah, I gotta go shopping. Oh, that's wonderful. That's so amazing, Kathy. That's going to be so perfect. All right, let's keep going here. So now I'm going around the edges. Got lots more of these dark ones to do. So the only ones that I'm not going to be able to do today, though, are going to be the top swoops on these dudes. we can do everything else. When it starts to dry, it makes it hard to see which ones I've dotted already or not. That's so funny. All right. I'll pull this back again soon so that we can take a look at it once I'm done all of these dark top dots. We'll pull back so you can see it from farther away. Knowing again that these big swoops and these little guys out here are going to have layers of top dots and top swoops too. Just have to wait for them to dry. So you don't have to wait a full 24 hours between coats if you're not baking, if you're gonna air cure them. However, you'll notice that they're still pretty gummy, and I just don't find it enjoyable to paint on top of paint that's a little gummy and a little bit still curing. And these don't fully cure till they've air dried for 21 days, but I'd give it a bit of time at least. It's harder than with regular multi-surface, regular acrylic paints, because you can do top dots on those so soon because they dry so fast. All right, so now one more bit to do. Dink. So happy with this. So we mixed colors for the next mug, which is day 16's mug. This is day 13, and the card prompt was darkness. And then I've already painted 14 and 15. I'll show them to you in a couple of minutes here. And then day 16 is relief. So for relief, we are going with sunrise colors. So pinky corals and purples. So I still have a couple more colors to add in there. And I think just for some detail, I'm going to add in some gold as well. Some nice bright gold. But I think I'm going to add in a couple more lighter colors just to add to the color grade, and we'll see how that goes. So we might be able to start on it today. We might be able to start that one today, which would be nice. I love that you're doing a paw print mandala for Betty White. I want to do a mug for Jason Mraz so bad. I just have no idea how I would ever be able to send something to him. So if anybody knows how one would go about sending a gift to Jason Mraz that will actually make it into his hands, well, let me know. Catherine, look at you. Great minds, Catherine. Covering the canvas with vinyl with the paw print cutout. Oh, that's a good idea. Your video keeps going kaput. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's weird, Marie, eh? Does anybody else have those moments where they just completely check out for a few seconds? And I feel like I do that every once in a while, like in the middle of a sentence or in the middle of a thought, and I don't know if it's my painting that distracts me or other noises around me that distracts me, or if my body just is like, shh, stop. But do I do that? And does anybody else do that? I feel like I just did that, which is why I'm asking. Because I feel like I just did that I was in the middle of a sentence and I just stopped. So I apologize if I did. All right, was that the last one? Let's see. I can't see from here. I have to zoom in with my camera. Yes, that was the last one. All right. So, again, remembering that we're going to do 2 more layers of top dots and top swoops on, not 2 more layers, 2 layers of top dots and top swoops on this swoop and these ones out here. What do we think? That's a little bit better. I think with all these layers too, it's gonna have a lot of cool texture. Like you can kind of see that it's raised up a bit. So I think this one's gonna feel really good. Ah, thanks guys. Yeah. I swear because the Happiest Hour creators did a duet about them. What? Yeah, Shala. You too, Kathy. Checking out is your specialty. Do you like them, Chris? Yeah, I'm glad you're back. Did he? Oh, I'm going to have to go look at that. I haven't checked out his TikTok account in a while. I want to so bad. I want to send him. I'd like to do him a whole set. I'd like to do him a whole bunch of rainbow ones. God, with the pace that I go at stuff, though, can you imagine how stinking long that's going to take me to get it done? I'm going to be working on it for a stinking year and a half. Shit, seriously. Yes, don't pick it. Don't pick at the texture. Don't pick at the texture. They do feel nice. I think it'll be a nice soothing one. I'm totally going to have to go and check out that TikTok, Catherine. That's so cool. I love that you love him so much. All right. So I think that the dark top swoops on these ones are going to make all the difference in the world. So we will let this one dry, and I will work on this one again during the live tomorrow night here on TikTok, 7 p.m. Until then, I'm going to move that aside. Okay, actually, so day 13, darkness. Which one are you? Day 14 was a 3-color color grade. And that was this one. Take care of yourself, Anne. It was wonderful to see you. So this was day 14, the color grade. I love this one. This one just glows in the dark to me. And then day 15 was, I'm going to move ya because I'm lazy and I don't want to get up and walk around the table. Was it this one? Day 15 was resilient, and this is the resilient mug. Oh, thank you, Marie. That's so kind. This is Resilient. I love this one too. This is another glowing in the dark. It just looks like healthy, happy colors to me. So these ones, the color grade, the darkness, these two that I just showed you, as well as, oh no, I do have to get up. Oh, this one was day 11. And day 11 was Gratitude. That one's Gratitude. I'm really happy with that one too. So we've got lots to play with. Oh, thanks, Yala. So all of these ones that I've just shown you are going to be part of my next shop update, but I have to, for me personally, I just need to have more mugs done. So darkness will be mug number 5. Oh, because we also have this one, which was day 12, which was my least, inspired by my least favorite season. And then these ones. Oh, the handles are done, are not on this one or the black one, but I think they're done on the other 3. You want to see the handles on the other ones? Ah, thank you, Shauna. So yeah, 12 was least favorite season. A little gusts of wind and snowy and icy. I still have to do the handle on this one, and I have to put my signature on it. And then, yeah, let's show you the handles. So Resilient, this is the handle on Resilient. Oh, I'm so glad you like Gratitude. Hi, Beth. Thanks, Karen. Oh, love and light to you too, honeybee. Thanks, Catherine. And then on the color grade, that was this mug. That is the handle on the color grade. And then on Gratitude, so Gratitude on the front, and then this is the handle on Gratitude. Yeah. It is a cemetery outside, yeah. When you look just outside the window here, we've got a cemetery. We've got over here where the white patches are, over here, that's a school. And then just on the other side of these trees, we have a fairly busy street with a bunch of grocery stores and strip malls and stuff on it. But the direct neighbors are quite peaceful. It's lovely. Oh, you're so sweet, honey. Honeybee. So darkness is going to make mug number 5 that I'll be able to add to my shop update. And now we can start with day number 16, which is Relief. So for Relief, we picked some sunset colors. I'm also going to add in some sunrise colors. So we picked some pinks and some purples, and I'm just going to actually create 2 more colors that are slightly lighter, and we're going to add in some pearl white, and we're going to add in some gold. It's actually kind of nice because it's not even a busy cemetery, and it's I love it because there's animals everywhere, right? People take their dogs for walks through the cemetery, and then you're always seeing the squirrels, and we get big eagles that come and sit in the tops of these trees, and hawks, and we get some really cool stuff. It's really neat. All right, so these are the colors that we have so far. So we've got a light pink and a coral, but we're going to go a little bit lighter. We're going to go one more to kind of blend in from the the white. And I'm going to use the same kind of idea here as well. So I'm kind of looking at what are these different colors of purple, and do I even need them all? I might not even need them all, but I'm going to create another one that's in between the white and the pale. Your craft smart is thick, really? Oh, that's unusual, eh? Shake the living daylights out of it. Yes, I think so, Angela. So when I'm holding the mugs, because when I'm holding a mug, I'm quite often holding, like when I'm going to pull that off actually for a second. So quite often when I am holding a mug, I could be holding it at an angle like this, twisting it around like this and trying to dot on it. So it's taking a toll for sure, but that's okay. We're doing all right. So I got the wrist brace to help me stabilize that wrist. And I also got myself a compression glove for the other hand because I feel like it's less carpal tunnel on my right hand and more arthritis, I think, on my other hand. So I usually I've been wearing a compression glove on one hand and the wrist guard on the other. Now I didn't wear it at all yesterday. It was probably the big problem for me yesterday because oh, sorry, one sec. Oh. Sorry, my phone was about to die. I had to plug it in. Yesterday I was live for 4 hours, so it was really tough. It was really hard on my body, but it wasn't in the moment, but I paid for it after. So I got to be a little more proactive. Yeah, definitely if they're too cold, then you could always put them in a little bit of a warm water bath. Not too much, or just kind of put them somewhere a little warmer. Give that a shot and give them some good shakes. See if that happens. So if you thin with pour, meaning it, no, still can't add anything to the paints because it could affect how they adhere. And yeah, unfortunately, the pouring medium in the water doesn't just affect adhering after baking, it's total adherence, unfortunately. Yeah, armpit works, totally, Jan. Armpit works. Now, I'm also going to do, I'm going to do 2 of these. I'm going to do one on white, and I'm going to do one on, and one on black, because I want to see how these colors look on both of them. And I think I'm going to mix some white pearl in with it. Actually, no, I'm not going to. I thought I was going to, but I'm not going to. So, now begins the mixing. So, I want a little bit of pink, a little bit of the coral, and then I'm going to put in quite a bit of white. Let's see. Oops. Whoopsie. Well, I'm going to get that all over myself. I always like looking at the side too when they're layered together. I don't know why I find that pleasing to look at. Like a cake. All right, so let's see what we can do here. I'm a trial and error. Oh, thank you, Jan. Thank you. That's so kind, Angela. Thank you. The darkness mug will go up on my site. I'm hoping I can do a shop update next Saturday, but it might not be till the following Saturday. I I never heard Jan say that. Jamie Endo. Yeah, so it should be, it'll either be this coming Saturday or next, the following Saturday. I'll definitely put up a post to give you lots of notice, though, so that you know when it's coming. A little bit more white. So what I think I want to do is I want to start with pinks in the center and work my way out to the purples. Maybe tying a little bit of the pinks back in, but for the most part, that's where I think I want to stay. All right, so that's our light color. Yeah, no problem, James. That is our medium color. And this is our dark coral. Now let's do the purple. Reach. Yay, it's 2:22. All right, so we've got our 3 pinky corals. And now we're gonna go with, let's see what we can do here. So I'm using this other mauve, not because it's necessarily the right color, but because I can add to it, number one. So I've got a much more plum color that I'm gonna add to it. Oops. And then I'm going to add a bunch of white. And this should give us what we're looking for. I need more purple in this. This is a little too pink. Actually, it might actually be pretty good. Maybe. Just trying to scrape all the paint off the sides of the containers while I'm stirring. See all the paint left on the side there? I want to make sure that that gets mixed in. So I'm always going in with my tool, try and get it off the side there, and then get it into the mix. That actually might be pretty good now that I'm looking at it. No, it needs a little more purple. It was a little too much. Oops. I'm going to use my Craft Smart. It's a little thinner. Again? Andy's giving you a hard time? Yeah, we're going to sit and watch it dry. He had to give up and walk out, eh? Like, enough, I can't do this. That's so funny. And I mixed way too much dark in here, I think. So I'm going to have to dump some of this out. I'll dump it into another paint pot, and I'll actually mix it in. Well, maybe I lied again. Maybe this is going to be good. It might be. Let's see. Paint mixing's turning me into a fibber. Okay, yep, that's good now. I'm happy with that. So now we have that purple, this purple, this purple, this burgundy purple. So what I'm thinking is that it's actually no, that'll still work this way. And I think I have one too many. This one needs more stirring. I can see that the color is definitely not mixed in here. Let me just give it another stir in here. I feel like I've got too much paint mixed, so I might... If you have some old, or grab some brushes from a dollar store that you don't really care what happens to them, then you can use them for stirring paints. I mean, they go really crappy, but they at least get in there into everything and can help make mixing a little bit easier. So why don't we do those four. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do, I think. I think. Okay. You keep trying to pause me. 6 feet tall, how you been, my friend? Getting rid of bubbles. So, I have not had any luck getting rid of bubbles in the paint containers, other than kind of tapping them to get bubbles up. When it comes to bubbles on the surface, keep a nice sharp toothpick or something handy so that you can pop any bubbles as soon as you see them. In a perfect world, you'll catch bubbles before the paint dries, so that you can pop them and then they'll kind of self-level. The paints will kind of self-level. All right, so I'm just going to add in more white here. Oh, thank you, honey's mama. That's so funny. Just can't get over the fact that this is something you sit and do for fun, eh? This is almost the end of this paint, so I'm going to have to set it aside and turn it upside down for a little while. And I'm going to grab another stir stick and just give this a stir. It's got some older white pearl in here, so I just added to it. And what I'm also going to do, though, is I'm also going to try and scrape some of this paint off the side of the container. No real reason other than just my own cleanup. I feel like there's some buildup there that could potentially drop into the paint too. So I guess there's definitely more purpose than just me doing it to have it feel cleaner. But sometimes the stuff on the outside, it's going to cure there, so you might not be able to get it off. All right, so there is the white pearl. Let me close the other purple. And gold. Oh, perfect. Still lots in here. So we're going to do we're going to do exactly the same design, but we're going to do one on black, and one on white for this one. Oh, good. You've been practicing. Are you having fun with it? I hope so. Practice makes all the difference in the world. You keep practicing and you will have these moments that feel like you are on a catapult, that you're just being propelled forward. So get ready, it's coming. It's coming, it's coming. All right, so we've got our color palette and we have our two mugs. Mug number 1 and mug number 2. So now we're going to give them hello. Much more fun when it looks pretty. Oh, it totally is, eh? Hi, Christine. Thank you for always reminding me. That's so sweet of you. Good to see you back. Got the 70 inches done yet? I hate when people ask you that stuff. Did you get it done yet? No. I promise you, when I have it done, I will show it off to the point where I will be irritating. Yes, I'm going to do simultaneously. So, I'm going to clean both of these mugs with some isopropyl alcohol. Get rid of dusts and oils. They'll come back as you hold it, of course. But, for the most part, it's pretty good. So, yeah, exactly the same design, exactly the same colors, and exactly the same orders and layout. And let's see how it goes. Now, I have an imperfection on this mug right here. I'm thinking I'm just going to add a little heart or a little mandala here. Maybe I'll put my signature here on this mug just to kind of cover it up a little bit. Yes. I'm really interested to see which one I'm going to like the look of better, whether it's going to go be on the white or on white or on black. So I'm going to start with a purple center dot. We're going to start with this one. I think I'm just going to use the 3. I don't think I need that super dark one. All right, so we're going to start with a center dot that is the darker of the purples. So we are going to go with tried and true size number. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? That was 23. I don't want to go quite that big, so we're going to go to 20. I'm very particular when it comes to picking mugs. I kind of already have a vision in my head of what I think is going to look good on what color, on what backgrounds. And I've had the experience a bunch of times where the colors that I picked out didn't look anywhere near as nice on white as they did on black, or vice versa. Pretty rare when something doesn't look nice on a black background. But I've kind of come to that a few different times. But I find it interesting to see because the color of the mug becomes part of the design, right? So there we go. Number 1, there's a couple bubbles in there, but I will get in there after and try and clean them up. And then and there we go. So they should be at about the same height. And both of our center dots are done. So I'm going to be doing a lot of top dots on this one, on these ones, of course. So what I'm going to do is, I got to get some more light on. Hold on here. Let's see if I can get this brighter. I don't know if this is going to work. This is a bad time of day. I'm going to have to start doing more lives during the day. That's a little bit better. So when I come in here, I'm looking for bubbles now. I'm just going to move this paint to flatten it out just a little bit. Now there are a couple bubbles in here, so I'm going to go in with my micro dotter and try and pop them right away. And so I'm looking at the surface to see kind of how smooth it is. And I want it to be fairly smooth, so I'm gonna just move it around a little bit. So I'm gonna do top dots like I said, right? So it doesn't have to be a super perfect dot or anything. Oh, like one of those, almost like it, from what I understand, it's like an, you know, like those travel jewelry things where you kind of roll it up and tie it together. You can get ones for paintbrushes and stuff too. That'd be awesome. You got to find what works for you as far as storage and everything, right? Okay, so it's going to show up better here on the black. Did I explain it right, Chris? Okay. Okay. Oops. Smooth it out a little bit more. And again, I'm not going to panic if there's a couple bubbles or anything, but kind of knowing that going into it, whether you're going to be doing top dots or not, can be really helpful. A really helpful thing to know. Same color, different mugs. So yeah, let me back this out a bit. Oh. Totally different. All right, so this is going to look very, very different, which is going to be kind of cool. Chris, I apologize. I don't know the terminology for ASD. Are you comfortable explaining what it is? I apologize. I hope that's okay. It does look different, eh? All right, so now I am going to, we are going to go in with white, right? It's so different. And they're going to both look so, so different depending on which surface we're on, right? All right, so let's do some top dots. Not some top dots. Let's do our first. Let's see. So I'm going to do super tiny, which means I'm going to be clearing off my tools very regularly. So the key to a good first row is to really take your time. It's the key for all dot mandala stuff, but really, really, really for the first row. The first row is the foundation for the rest of your spacing, right? So you want to make sure that you're being as consistent as you can, so taking your time. Okay, so super slow. I was asking you, I was being a super smart ass, sorry. And Christy, I hope it's okay that I asked. I apologize. All right, then I just go in and divide these spaces in half. And this is where you go super slow because it'd be really easy to go faster, not clean off your tools very much, and then have issues in this first row. This is going to be for the card for day 16, which is relief. And I'm going to use the same colors on 2 mugs. I'm going to do a one on black and one on white to see how they look different. Oh, that's so nice. I'm glad you're getting your hair done. That's so fun. So what is ASD? So, and I'm looking at this now, and I don't think I want to go any closer there. So I'm actually going to leave that where it is till next week. Nice. Yes, please. Thanks, Christy. I keep going back and forth between Chris and Christy. I hope that's not terribly confusing. So I'm doing the same. But these ones are going to be much more in the background, obviously, right? Because they're not going to be a contrast towards the background of the mug. But I'm still going to try and do super tiny. Because these are inspired by the word relief, I don't want them to feel heavy. So that's kind of why the colors are a little bit dark right now, but I think that what I really want to do is create lots of color gradients so that the dark colors don't feel heavy, and do lots of top dots so that, again, the dark colors aren't given too much attention and that they don't overpower anything. So there we go. You liking the white pearl? Nice. Yeah, it looks kind of cool, eh? I think it looks really neat. All right, so again, let's compare and see the two side by side. All right, same colors, same pattern, the whole shebang. All right, so now we are going to go to I'm going to do the pinks. So we're going to go to the lightest pink. I think I'm actually going to add a bit more white to it, honestly. I think I want a little bit lighter. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. So this pink, I think I wanted a little bit lighter. I think dark on bottoms, like stress. Yes, yes, like a progression out of darkness kind of thing, right? Yes, yes, totally feel that, Jan, totally. Darkness into light, richness, and in deep colors into light and fluffy bits of color. All right, so we're going to start off with this one. After the white, and I am going to go with my size 1 dotting tool. If I'm creating a whole bunch of dots that are all the same size, I prefer to use my DIY Mandala stones over my nail dotting stylus tools, only because I find it's way easier with the nail dotting stylus tools to pick up different amounts of paint for some reason. More like pressure, not relief. Well, maybe that'll be the irony of it, that when they're both done, it's just going to be, and can total deflate and sleep for 3 days or something. Very well might be too much, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so we're going to start with the light. And we are going to go with the size 1 DIY tool. This looks like it's all smushed on the end. Okay, I'm not going to use that. So having a look at the end there, see how it looks like it's not flat anymore? So I don't know if it's paint. I'm assuming it's paint that is built up down there. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm just going to take a little bit of sandpaper to it later and see if I can smooth down that tip. So instead, I am going to use my straight tool from my nail dotting. Yeah, I think so too. So it is possible, of course, to do it with nail dotting stylus tools. I'm just not typically as patient enough to take my time as much with nail dotting stylus tools. So now I'm just going to do it. No, the other. No, it doesn't. I don't do any poking with it. A leopard print mandala? I'm sure if I looked at, I could look at different pictures of leopard spots and I could probably create a color scheme and top dot order to make it look like that. I could try. That could be kind of cool, eh? With a bunch of metallics. So this is my straight tool instead of using my DIY. So I'm just going to make sure that I am paying attention and cleaning off my tools on a very regular basis. And paying attention to the sizing so that I can keep my sizing consistent. So I'm going to go all the way around here. And I'm just going to make sure that I clean off my tools every couple of dots. Oh, I love this color. This is so pretty. So I'm doing the every other because these dots aren't super close together. I'm really relying on eyeballing it, right, to get the spacing right. So I want to take my time, number one, and doing the every other gives me some help with being able to now go in and fill in the blank spaces, right? So I can go in here And I mean, it's not perfect for sizing, but it's okay. So I've been making some pretty good headway on my Supernatural marathon. Every night while I'm sitting and working on the computer, I've been burning through some episodes of Supernatural. And it's so funny, when you rewatch a show, there's so many things that are happening already. I'm in season 3 right now that I didn't think happened until much later. It's amazing how our timelines kind of get switched up. And it kind of makes me wonder, how much of my own timelines do I actually remember in an accurate order? It's weird. Hi, Chameleonaire. It's good to see you again. It totally, Chris. I'm 100% with you. It's how we know it's handmade, right? So there's that one. Right? Pearl white and our pink. And now we're going to go onto the white mug and do the same thing. I think it could be really interesting. I think that's definitely a worthwhile thing looking into for sure. This is going to be one of the mugs. Now this is going to be 2 mugs. I was going to say a set, but they don't have to be a set. I'm doing the same colors, but I wanted to see how they would look, being able to take the exact same colors and the exact same pattern, but putting them on different backgrounds. So we are doing 2 mugs at the same time here. So I think we're going to do lots of color grades, lots of top dots, and really kind of play with these colors a bit. These colors were pulled from an image of a sunrise that we found online yesterday. So this is day 16's card pull. Day 15 was resilient. Day 14 was the 3-color color grade. And I painted those out of order. And then day 13, the card pull was darkness, which I thought was pretty fitting, pretty cool. And then I'd already painted 14 and 15, so now when I'm painting them in the order of painting darkness and then painting relief. And that's what these ones are. These ones are relief. So there we go. So we've got the white and the pink, and then we've got the black and the pink. White and the pink, black and the pink. Looks totally different, right? Crazy, eh? All right, so let's keep going. I'm going to go up a size in my tools. And we're going to go to the next darkest pink color. What I'm eventually going to do is I'm going to put some gold in between each of these to add a little dot of detail and contrast. Oh, I got sidetracked with the sticker on the bottom. Let's see if we can do a good pull. Oh, that's better. Always better when you can grab it with one hand. Yay! Now the plastic label, pull that off. I thought about I can get little plastic labels like this. I've thought about getting them and putting them on the mugs, but then I thought, well, people are going to need to pull stickers off before they use them or wash them, so I probably shouldn't, but still thought about it. Oh, thank you, Marie. Right, isn't it though? When you see all of the glue and the residue pull up. So because I'm going to do my signature on the side of this mug, I don't know that I'm going to also sign the bottom, but I might. I might do something very different on the bottom of these mugs for funsies. Jan. Just careful. You're going to get whapped in the head with a flip-flop soon. So now we go on to color number 2, or pink number 2. So let's see if we can get this color done before we sign off for today. You know, my goal is to not have to watch the clock and sign off right at 2 hours. And just brutal honesty, I would be able to do that if living situation isn't what it is, and that's okay. But still, it will. That is the goal where we're getting to. And at the very least, to be able to go live a little bit longer each time. I do want to do a marathon, like 6 or 8 hour live. I got to make up signs to put up so I don't have to keep saying a bunch of stuff for that long. But I think it would be kind of cool. And I think I might try, I don't know how to market it because I'd like to do it ahead of time. And I would like to market it so that it's something that could help drive my business too, right? So I'm not quite sure how to do that yet or what to do, but we'll see. You found shields to protect you, right? Just like Wonder Woman with her cuffs, and you know, ping, 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 when you smack them off. I find it really interesting that already this pink looks lighter and looks very close to the same color as the pink in the other row on the black so far, because the paint hasn't dried yet. But wait till we look at it on the white mug. The color contrast is quite different. And I think the little dots of gold in between are going to look really nice. And I'm thinking I'm just going to use the gold, not for anything heavy, but just for the really tiny details. And I've got a few different ideas on how to do it. But we'll see. Same with the white. You know, I really want the white to be in there to help it lighten it up a little bit. All right, so let's snap that shut and let's look again. Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful? A silent one. Yeah, put up a couple signs, show a couple signs every once in a while, screenshot this. I think that could be really fun. I think it could be really neat. All right, so let's look at these colors. Right, on the one on the left, you can tell that the second one is quite a bit darker than the inside one. Can't tell quite as much on this, but they both look good. I think they both look really good. And once we get the gold in there too, oh, it's going to sparkle. Well, and maybe people will want to sit and paint along with me too. That'd be cool. And we can chat. You can do all that stuff. I certainly am not going to expect anybody to be on and doing that if and when you want to hop on and hang out for a bit that day, and if and when you happen to feel like answering questions, great. If not, I never want you to ever feel like anybody has to do that. It's definitely not. Definitely not. You know what would have looked cool under this too? It probably would have looked really cool if I'd done a gold center dot and then done purples on top of it, eh? Next time. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Barb. Thanks, Barb. What's up with you today, Barb? What's new? What you doing? Ooh, buying metallic paint. Good for you. So we're painting 2 mugs for the card pull for relief. And we're going to do one on black, one on white with exactly the same colors, exactly the same design to see how they turn out. Do you want me to pull out some paint so we can be stirring some paint? So he can think that you've been watching that the whole time he's been gone, Jan? Yeah, I'm definitely going to do some top dots on top of the purple. So the gold is definitely a cool option for that. This is just a quick snapshot. I'm almost done. The first pattern. This is the piece that that will be the first pattern. I just have to go around and do the other half of the orange and the yellow. And then this one is going to be done. This is all done in metallics as well, and I've got to erase the guidelines and everything, but this center section here is going to be the size of the 3 to 4 inch pattern, and then the whole rest of it is going to be the 12-inch pattern. So I'm going to have 2 different pattern size options. So these are the ones that are coming. So now that the piece is almost done, I have to type it up and insert the photos and edit some photos and stuff, so a little bit of admin stuff to work on, but I'm going to get working on that so that we can get this out and about as soon as possible too. And this might look familiar to some of you because that was the design that I did on the mug that Crystal has. Aw, thank you so much, you guys. So this is going to be a pattern that you are going to be able to purchase, and it'll have tool sizes, it'll have instructions, it'll have paint listings of paint colors. It'll give you the exact order of what size tools to do to put this pattern into place. So I'm really excited for that. Making bears, nice. So yeah, the gold might be a really good one, Katrina. Yeah, that was a quick workout, eh? Did he just go for a swim? Did he just sit in the hot tub or the sauna? All right, you guys. Well, thank you again so much for coming and hanging out. I really appreciate it. How do I guideline my projects? So on canvas or wood, thanks to Jan, I now use watercolor pencil crayons. They clean up really nice. They erase really well, but they also clean up well with a damp Q-tip, which is really nice. The other thing that's really crucial when you are painting on wood or canvas, but canvas especially, is to make sure that you prep with gesso. If you're painting on a wood panel, I've just started doing this. I used to just chuck a couple of coats of black acrylic paint on a wood panel and off I'd go. But with this one, I decided I was really going to go a little bit farther than what I normally did. So I gave it a super good sanding, made it nice and smooth, even rounded the edges a little because they were a little rough. I mean, I bought this at a dollar store, so it wasn't like super fancy or anything, but gave it a really good sand. Like I said, rounded the edges a little bit in the corners just to take the edge off. And then I put a coat of gesso on. And then my gesso has the instructions that you need to leave it to dry for at least 24 hours in between coats, and you can sand it in between as well. And you can sand it first before you even put the first coat on, but you can sand it in between coats and then put it on. Now, what I've noticed with this first time painting with a wood panel prepared with gesso is it's stayed dark in the background. Normally the acrylic paint almost goes kind of a gray color, and it's because stuff gets moved around and dusts and oils and everything. This has stayed really nice and dark. Really nice and dark. And it's been an absolute breeze to cover over any mistakes or things like smudges or anything like that. It's been super easy. So I am becoming a bigger and bigger fan of black gesso as every day passes. So just kind of keep that in mind. Yeah. And acrylic works fine, but I've had such a better experience with this because even the wood, when you buy them and it's fairly smooth, the smoother you can make it and put more and more coats of this stuff on, it's going to make life easier when it comes to doing your swoops, because you'll be able to drag it easier, not get stuck on rough spots. It'll help with the shape of your swoops and of your dots because you're not competing with the wood grain, all of that good stuff. Does this look familiar, Crystal? I'm so new to Gesso, Marie, and my world has been changed. I am totally eating crow for ever saying that I didn't need to use it, because holy cow, what a game changer, right? Yeah, consistency makes a difference too. But yes, definitely worth investing in some gesso. Oh, pretty on a t-shirt. That's a good idea. I want to use all of these images from the patterns to, I've done clocks, I've done wall. So I'd like to do some wall hangings. There's all kinds of good stuff that I'd like to give it a shot with these. I want to do that. I haven't done prints yet either, Honey's Mom, and it's so funny that you mentioned that, because I really want to explore that. I found a couple really cool companies that do a lot of really neat stuff with print on demand. So currently, I've used Art of Wear. They're a Canadian company based out of Montreal. But what I like about them is they also have manufacturing plants and printing plants in the US, so that it cuts down on the cost of shipping, so everything isn't getting mailed from Canada. So I really, really like them. And they've got some cool stuff. They've got note cards, a ton of clothes, leggings, all kinds of stuff. And they also have wall hangings, pillowcases, and some of the most beautiful tote bags ever. And they've got a lot of really nice prints, really high quality prints. So I think I'm going to order myself a few samples and see what I can do there. I'm also looking at the working more with the company Gooten, Gooten. One of the big reasons is they have jigsaw puzzles. So I could take one of my photos and put it on a jigsaw puzzle, and I really like that. And they've got a lot of other really cool stuff too, just like Redbubble has a bunch of cool stuff. Society 6 has a bunch of neat stuff. So I think that I'm going to really start to try and branch out to that sort of stuff and increase how many different things this is on. It's a folk art multi-surface. Okay, cool. I will definitely look at it. Was the hour and a half? Did that go by that fast? So when I'm drawing my guidelines on, I just keep a ruler and a compass to draw the circles. And what I typically do, and what I did in this pattern specifically, is from the center all the way out, I notched off 1 centimeter in intervals, and then was able to use them. And I was actually very, very pleased. I don't normally recognize when I'm sticking with the guidelines, but this one stuck with the guidelines really well. Usually I'm off by a little bit after a certain amount of time. So, it's really been a real fun one to do. So I'm going to be doing a ton more of these. I'm going to do the sunflower pattern. I'm going to do music as a pattern. I'll do darkness as a pattern. There's a whole bunch of them that I plan to do and convert some of these mug patterns into flat patterns. And that way the mug pattern is kind of this one in the center. So you could take this and put it on a mug if it's the nice tall ones, and then build on it for the larger one. No, I just painted directly on the black gesso. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Oh, I'm so glad you like it. You're most welcome. So this is going to be, there's going to be 2 different pattern sizes. There'll be the 3 to 4 inch, which is this one in the middle. And then there's going to be the 10 to 12 inch pattern that will build it all the rest of the way out. So I got to start digging out all of my different canvases and all of my wood panels that fit the sizes, because I'm going to be doing an absolute crap ton of these. My goal is to set it up so that we could do almost like a subscription of the month club kind of idea. But I need to do some more research into that. That might replace my Patreon, which completely selfishly would put more money in my pocket directly as opposed to paying a service like that. So I'm going to look at that and see what I can come up with. But I don't think it's going to take, like, I'm not going to be only putting out 1 pattern a month. I think I'm going to put a whole bunch out and kind of start playing around with different ideas there. So I'll keep you posted for sure as I start to kind of make some more decisions on that one there. I'm so glad you like it. Yeah, so those are going to be the next 2. So the next 2 are going to be the sunflower one and then music. And then I'm going to go back through all of my other designs. I'd like to do the well-being one, and I'd like to do it on a black background as well. I think that could be really pretty. And I think I might even like to do it on a white background. White gesso is really opaque, and I've heard that it is more opaque than many white acrylic paints. And I've never had great luck with finding good opaque white paints without spending an absolute fortune, but maybe that's the necessity. But anyways, I'm going to try some white gesso as well. I have clear, but I haven't done that. I think it could be kind of a neat idea, eh? Like every month have a subscription. And what I really liked about too was that the app that I can plug into my Shopify store allows customizations and allows you to modify your subscription for the month. So let's say for the first 3 months you signed up for the 12-inch pattern, then later on you decided, no, I want to switch to the 3 to 4 inch for a while, and you do that for a couple of months, but you can switch back and forth and you can add different items. So there's all kinds of different things that I could put into a subscription kind of thing there. So I'm gonna play with that anyways. Thank you, Beth. Oh, thanks, Tammy. It's so frustrating when there's all these different software programs and they provide amazing services, but it adds up really fast when you start paying them all these different percentages. And if you're like me and you do an absolute crap job of pricing your items enough to actually account for that sort of stuff, it can be a little more harmful. I think it could be really, really fun, and I think we could have a lot of fun with it in so many different ways, just like we're going to have so much fun with the cards too. I can't wait to get them in your hands, you guys. I'm so excited. But if you have any questions in the meantime, please let me know. I will go live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern here on TikTok, and I will put out the schedule for the rest of the week. My goal is to go live quite a bit and get a whole bunch of mugs done so I can do a shop update next weekend. Now, a lot of these mugs won't be ready to ship next weekend because they still will have to sit and do the 3 weeks of curing, but I will put the date in the item, the product title, so that you'll know when they'll be ready to ship. So that's all the stuff that's coming for now. There are still some spots open if you still want to place your order for your Dot Mandala inspiration deck. I was able to order a few extra decks, so if you still want to order a deck and you haven't placed an order yet, the listing is still on my website. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I really appreciate the love and I appreciate the inspiration. I'm always so energized and feel so much better after spending time with you guys. I love you very much. And just take care of yourselves, okay? And I'll look forward to seeing you again in the next few days, hopefully. It was wonderful to see you guys. Lots of love, sending you huge hugs. Bye, guys. Take care. Aw, love you.